All right, so I make $3 million a year with one skill. And this is the same skill that almost every YouTuber on the platform has themselves. And almost every successful business owner that you see that's public has as well. And this is a skill where, you see these basically like these income videos, like 13 ways that I make passive income and that kind of thing. So I'll actually show you guys my 12 sources of income, 128,000 a month. How I built 7 income sources that make 163,000 a month. How I built 8 income streams by age 22. How I make 6K a day. And all of these people have this same skill set, right? They have this same skill that I have, that I made a ton of money with, and that skill is content creation. Because I'm sure you've seen these videos before, and listen, I have no problem with these guys. I'm sure they're great people, but the truth is, every single source of their income comes from content creation, right? So if you watch any of these videos, like my 12 sources of income, the first one will be YouTube AdSense. The second one will be like a Patreon page or something, that they basically promoted with their YouTube. The third one will be courses that they sell. The fourth one will be digital products that they sell. The fifth one will be a coaching program they sell. The sixth one will be affiliate marketing, like some kind of affiliate thing that they do. The seventh one will be sponsorships. And the eighth one, all of these things obviously directly come from the money that they make from YouTube and from the views that they get from YouTube. So all of their income sources come from YouTube. And then they'll get into other things like, oh, I invest in this and that. I invest in dividends, and I invest in ETFs and index funds and cryptocurrency and all this kind of thing, and real estate. And still, the money that they're using to invest in all those things comes from YouTube, right? Now, I want to be somebody who is just completely authentic and just like absolutely transparent about this kind of thing. I make basically all of my money from YouTube, guys. I make basically all of my money from content creation, YouTube, and as well as the other platforms, okay? Either directly or indirectly. And that is why I teach people how to do the same thing, because it's such a powerful thing. Now, let's talk about why this is so powerful, why it's so good, and why there are people that are absolutely crushing it doing this same thing. So first of all, if you think about client acquisition, right? If you think about acquiring clients and making money, right? And there's a lot of different ways you can make money from YouTube. I actually go over this. I've actually got over this several times. YouTube AdSense, affiliate marketing, sponsorships, memberships, SaaS, or something that's monthly recurring revenue. And then high ticket products. And I've told you guys my two favorite ones are affiliate marketing and high ticket products. Affiliate marketing, if you're lazy and you don't want to do any work and you want to make quite a bit less money, but still it's like easy money. And then high ticket products if you want to make good money. So typically you're going to sell either high ticket courses, a coaching program, a service, some type of hybrid offer, a build and release offer, a growth partnership offer, something along those lines. I've talked about that before. Now, that's the best way to make money on YouTube. It's the best way to make money in general if you're a newbie, right? If you wanted a cash flow business. So, the client acquisition process, it starts with traffic. Then there's lead generation. So leads are basically somebody that you can contact, like somebody that, preferably could potentially buy your product that you could contact. It's like someone who's likely to be able to buy your product that you can contact. Either email them or message them, etc. This could be on, like, for instance, on Instagram. This is the ability to message those people on Instagram. If it's email, you have their email and you know that they're likely to be interested in your product, so you have the ability to cold email them, etc., etc. That's lead generation. Then you've got lead nurturing. So lead nurturing is basically where you kind of educate the lead and you get them to know, like, and trust you. And, there's many different ways of doing this. Making content is one of them, of course, but there's also just sending out emails, giving them free stuff, giving them discounts, letting them get to know you. Basically, that's one of the best ways to nurture leads. Sometimes even forming a relationship with them if it's like a super high ticket product. Then you've got sales calls, right? You get them on the sales call, right? And that's a process in and of itself, getting people from being a nurtured lead, an educated lead, to getting on a sales call. That's a process itself. So I actually separated that from the sales close, because the sales close is actually getting them to become a client once you get them on a sales call. Then you've got onboarding, then you've got delivery, and then you've got ascension and attention. So onboarding is the process of basically integrating them into your high ticket offer. You want to do this very efficiently. You want to have a really good experience when you onboard them. Then delivery is the entire delivery of what you promised them, right? Whether it's a high ticket service or a coaching program, that's a delivery, making sure that they actually get results. Very, very important. Then you've got retention and ascension. So retention and ascension is essentially getting them to either continue with your program, go to a different program that you have, or send them to like a higher ticket item, okay? And that's also incredibly important, because one thing about clients is you want to maximize the lifetime value of a client. Now, in order to get somebody to stay with you or send to a higher ticket product, of course, you have to do a good job. You have to give them what you promised that you would give them. So the delivery is important, but this is technically a separate step. So let's talk about YouTube and content and how it helps with every single one of these steps. And this is why I'm able to make $3 million a year, because YouTube is so unbelievably useful for this. And why it's, because content in general is great, but why is YouTube better than other social media platforms? Well, first of all, traffic. YouTube is one of the largest search engines in the world. And it's not just a search engine. It's like a social media platform, a search engine mixed with almost like a newsletter, like a video newsletter. That's what YouTube is. And you can get an insane amount of traffic, because not only do people find you from YouTube, but they also find you from Google, because Google owns YouTube. So you get an insane amount of traffic on YouTube, okay? It is one of the best ways to get traffic, if not the best way to get traffic. Out of all the social media platforms, you can get just an absolutely massive amount of traffic. Now, here's the thing. Not only do you get traffic, but Google has more data than any other company in the world, even Facebook, right? They've got more data than Zuck, right? And that's saying something, because Zuck has a lot of data. And because of that, they are very good at matching the right person with the type of content they actually want to watch. So not only are you getting traffic, but you're getting incredibly targeted traffic as long as you make the right type of content. So incredibly good for traffic, not just traffic, but high quality targeted traffic. Then you've got lead generation. So how does YouTube help with lead generation? Well, people, when they watch your YouTube channel, they are much more likely to subscribe to your newsletter. They're much more likely to reach out to you. They're much more likely to go to your link if you post it in the description. They're much more likely to go to a webinar if you have a webinar. Why? Because YouTube is a platform that gets people to know, like, and trust you. There's really only a few platforms where people consume regularly and consistently long-form content. Almost every other platform is mostly short-form content, and it's designed to get people dopamine hits to get them to keep scrolling. YouTube is long-form, so it's a bit different. This incentivizes people to actually form a real relationship. That's one of the main reasons why they go on YouTube. There's really two reasons why people go on YouTube. Because they're bored, and two, because they're lonely. And this is a fact that a lot of people don't understand. Now, here's the thing about being bored. They could go on any other platform. There's many other platforms where they could alleviate their boredom. Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. So YouTube alleviates boredom about the same as the other platforms. It's kind of just whatever they prefer. However, the loneliness side of things is something that only YouTube and maybe a few other platforms do. So basically it's YouTube, Twitch, and maybe you could say podcasts, but they're the only platforms that regularly and consistently get people to watch long-form content. And that solves the loneliness problem. And so when people watch you on YouTube, they form a real relationship with you. And especially if you start a personal brand where you're actually showing your face, they form a true relationship with you, and they know, like, and trust you when they watch you on YouTube. And this is why just about every business owner I talk to, they say, man, I know my friend, or in some cases they tried it themselves, and oh my God, YouTube is just absolutely crushing it compared to other social media platforms. Well, yeah, because it's long form content. People actually pay attention, whereas on Instagram, they're just scrolling really quickly. It's not enough. These little short videos and these little short posts are not enough to get most people to actually take action. And so lead generation, it helps tremendously with that. Now, let's talk about lead nurturing. I put nurturing and educating in the same bucket. Some people would separate it. But YouTube allows you to both nurture and educate your leads at the same time while they're still on the platform. So you're educating them because you're telling them basically about your philosophy on whatever problem you're solving for them. And basically, you're giving them tips, tricks, etc. And you're kind of giving them a little bit of a taste of what actually working with you would be like. And then you're nurturing them because they're just getting to know you better. They're getting to know, like, and trust you more, right? So again, YouTube helps with that, and it does it way better than just about any other platform. Then let's talk about sales calls. People are not likely to, 1, book a call, 2, actually show up to the call, and 3, actually buy from you, unless they know, like, and trust you. And YouTube, of course, helps them do that. And so because of the fact that YouTube is so powerful, people will, they'll book a call, like way more people will book a call. I think I got like 12 calls booked yesterday or something. It was crazy, right? Way more people will book a call. And then of those people that book a call, way more of them will actually show up to the call. Because a lot of the time, a lot of people know this, show-up rates can be pretty bad. Sometimes, your show-up rates might be low. And then of those people that book a call, most business owners I talk to notice that the leads they get from YouTube are a much higher quality lead than they get from other platforms or cold outreach or paid ads. They're much higher quality. So it helps with that as well. So it helps with this part of the process. Then you've got the actual sales close. A lot of the time people will get on the call and they're basically just ready to buy, right? Because they've already watched you so much on YouTube and they're just ready to buy your stuff right then and there, right? So it helps with sales close. Then onboarding. So you want to make sure that you start the client off on the right foot. And so onboarding is really freaking important. And it's much easier to onboard someone and get them really excited and hyped to actually, do the product and carry through so that they actually get results if they've already watched you for a long time, because they're already bought in, right? So it helps with onboarding. Same thing with delivery. They're already bought into your product. They already bought into your philosophy because they watched you so much on YouTube. And so they know, like, and trust you, and they have conviction that it's actually going to work because they see you as an authority on the subject and they know that they're studying under the best, right? So they're much more likely to be happy when you onboard them and have a good onboarding experience and then actually get results and use your delivery to its full potential, okay? Then retention and ascension, you're going to notice that retention and ascension also go up because people, again, they know, like, and trust you. So as long as you do a good job with delivery, they're going to be much more likely to go to the next level. It's not just a transactional relationship. They might want to continue it with you and start like a long-term relationship, to use a dating analogy. So YouTube literally helps, and content in general, but especially YouTube, literally helps with every single step of the process. And that's why you see these YouTube channels that are making, some of them are making $100 million a year. There's no other platform where people are making $100 million a year other than YouTube. And then, there's tons and tons of people that are making like $10 million a year or more. In fact, I personally have helped 4 of them get to 10 million a year or more. I've helped 15 people get to 7 figures a year or more, and I've helped a bunch of other people get to like a full-time income in 6 figures a year. Book a call with me if you're interested in starting on YouTube. I work with coaches, consultants, online service providers, course creators, and just creators in general who want to learn how to properly monetize and make money on YouTube. Now, let's talk about the 3 main ways of getting clients. So content, in my opinion, is the best. Okay, it's the best way of getting clients. It absolutely just crushes. It just crushes every other way of getting clients, in my opinion. 5 years ago, it was paid ads, right? Paid ads was the best 5 years ago. It's like printing money. Especially around like 2015, Facebook ads were literally just printing money. Right now, guys, it's content. Content is the freaking way to go. This is the way to make money. Cold outreach, though, can be good for beginners as well. All right. So let's talk about these three things. Obviously, content is great. I just explained why that is. But let's talk about the other two. If someone sees you outreaching to them. Now, cold outreach, by the way, involves cold emailing, cold DMing, cold calling, like any type of way of outreaching to somebody that is likely to be some, potential client, right? If you cold call someone, if you cold email someone, if you cold DM somebody, they look you up online all the time. And if they see that you have a healthy online presence, you have a YouTube channel where you're delivering value, they're going to be so much more likely to sign with you, right? I mean, it just makes sense, right? They're going to be much more likely to sign with you. Additionally, if you're running paid ads, again, they're going to look you up online to see if you're legit. And if they see that you have a YouTube channel where you're giving really good value, and then they consume a bunch of your content, they are going to be much more likely to buy from you. And this is something that I've heard over and over again. I mean, I remember I heard Ravi Abavala, he makes like $1 million a month. He said that when he started advanced tracking, about 60% or more of his sales came from YouTube. YouTube alone, not just like content, but YouTube alone. Over 60% of his sales came from YouTube. And a lot of these people were, people who might have seen a paid ad, and then they watched his YouTube channel, and then after watching his YouTube channel for a while, they ended up buying. So it actually helps, like creating content, especially content on YouTube, helps with both of these tremendously. I mean, it might boost these by 30%, 100%, maybe even 300%. It really depends on, how big your channel is and how good your content is, etc. But it boosts these tremendously. Even just a small following, on average, boosts ROAS on paid ads by 30%. Just a small following, just a tiny little channel where you're just giving value, right? There's barely any social proof. It boosts ROAS by 30%, okay? So, insanely useful, right?